Trade reports are intensifying as a massive Flames trade involving Rasmus Andersson looks imminent. With Razz likely set to depart from the best city in Alberta, many are wondering what the Flames could get in return for the Swedish blueliner, and it looks like a price tag has been set. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. Let's dive straight in, shall we? Let's talk about how a Razz trade, is it imminent? Very interesting that these talks have really picked up, in a major way over the past, even just week, ever since kind of the closing press conferences with the team and staff for the Flames ever since our season ended. And we've already kind of seen what the price tag might be for a contract extension, and then we're going to look at what the price tag might be for a potential trade. So, on Flames Talk, Pat Steinberg said that Rasmus Andersson's camp is looking to get an extension near what Jakob Chychrun got at 8 years by $9 million with the Washington Capitals. Now, Jakob Chychrun is having an absolutely amazing season. Razz would have to have quite the season next season if he wants to sign that kind of deal. I think there's no way that Conroy signs Rasmus Andersson to that kind of deal without Rasmus playing in his contract year at all. So, he's also saying that the Flames don't want to give Andersson 8 years and prefer to give him an extension similar to Neil Pionk's 6 years by $7 million. So, cheaper and less term, because Andersson obviously is aging a little bit, might not fit into the plans for the future for that long at that price tag. I know, obviously, that the salary cap goes up every single year, but still, it's interesting that that's what it could look like. So, because, there's already maybe a bit of a contract dispute going on here, the trade talks are ramping up. So once again, we have a wonderful article from Colton Pankew, so all credit due to him for this one. So he wrote, Andersson trade seems inevitable. He writes inevitable. We write imminent here at Digest Media. And here's what the Calgary Flames could get for him. And I think that's what we care about the most. What could the Flames get in return for Razzle Dazzle? So, I'm not going to go over the whole article. It kind of shows why Andersson might be traded, but I thought this was interesting as well. So what also makes extending Andersson a concern is the fact that the Flames, despite being a competitive team this season, still have a ways to go in their rebuilding effort before becoming a Stanley Cup contender. True, he will be 29 in October and may not fit into their long-term plans from an age perspective. If he signs that 8-year deal he's looking for, he'll be 37. Well, 36 technically by the time it ends. No, he'd be 38 even, because obviously that's not till next year. Blah, 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 blah. Crazy. That's, quite old. I know the age. People seem to play longer these days, but still, that's quite scary for someone who didn't put up the best stats this year. So there's also the fact that the Flames have several intriguing right shot prospects on the back end. Fans got a sneak peek of Zane Parekh and Hunter Brzustewicz in the regular season finale, both of whom have a bright future with the organization. Another is Henry Muse, who could be pushing for full-time NHL action in just a few years. And honestly, I love Rasmus Andersson. I love everything he's done for the Flames. It might be time to really commit more to some of these prospects, something that we haven't done a ton of over the years. And the fact that we have that many good players on the right side, essentially all just from one draft, well, kind of 1 year, obviously. Brzustewicz was drafted the year before by the Canucks, but got him all in the same year. It's pretty crazy, and we could commit to them. Parekh and Brzustewicz looked amazing. Muse looks amazing. It might be time to commit to them instead. Extending Andersson could block one of those players mentioned from not only cracking the Flames lineup in the years to come, but playing the valuable minutes they'll need to help their development. True, Andersson's going to put up at least 25 minutes a night, you'd assume, so you kind of want those minutes going to someone like Zane. Now, if Andersson were willing to take a major hometown discount, that could change things. That said, this is likely the final time in his career to hit it big from a contract perspective, and it doesn't make sense for the Flames to be the team to give him that deal. It's true. I mean, it would suck to lose Andersson, but it just does, from a business standpoint, make sense. And in our window of rebuilding / getting to contention, it just makes sense for Andersson to move on. So, here's what we care about. What's the price tag? Flames can get a haul Whether it be at the draft or even perhaps into the 2025-26 season, I could very likely see him getting traded around the deadline next year. The Flames would be better moving on from Andersson and obtaining as many assets as they can for him. Conroy knows all about that. Despite his down season, Andersson still has plenty of value as he's well established as a top 4 NHL defenseman. He is steady in his own zone and has hit the 50-point mark twice in his career. On top of that, the final season of his contract carries a cap hit of just $4.55 million. That's why he could be, very high up on the trade bait board come next year's trade deadline. I know you're saying, Mark, you're already talking about next year's trade deadline. Yes, I am. That's what we do here on Flames Digest. At the very least, the Flames should be looking to get a first-round pick for Andersson and would probably be able to fetch a good prospect as well. Ideally, that prospect would be a centerman as they are lacking in that position, though they could use that first-round pick to select a center as well. So, price tag, at least a first-round pick, probably a prospect as well. We'll have to see what the market is like both this summer and next year's trade deadline, but that seems reasonable for, a very good player, a great defenseman at such a cheap price for sure. The Flames, you'd expect, wouldn't even really have to retain all that much. So for a good team to bring on that easy contract, you never know. And who knows? Maybe the Flames will be just unreal next year and Andersson's having the best year ever and we're not going to trade him at all. We'll just have to wait and see, of course. But it's good to know that, of course, is the price. Having the extra season remaining on Andersson's deal means that general manager Craig Conroy can afford to be patient, though it's become increasingly evident that the organization would be better off trading the Swedish blue liner rather than signing him to a long-term deal. And this is true. That is why a trade does seem imminent. Would you like to see Rasmus Andersson get traded? And if yes, where would you like to see him go? And what would you like to get in return? Let me know down in the comments below. Now let's get into what might be the quickest chapter in Slap in the Bay Sports history. Whoa, Slap in the Bay Sports. I did not mean to say that. If you know, you know. In Flames Digest history, as you saw it right there, Max is heading to the World Championship. He becomes the 6th member of the Flames organization to go there, as he will be representing his home nation of Sweden, of course, joining Rasmus Andersson, as well as players from different countries. We've got Vladar with Czechia, we've got Coronato with America, and of course, Weegs and Perek representing Canada. Will be so exciting to watch so many Flames in this tournament. I know there's this scare of them getting injured, kind of like what we went through with Pospisil last year, but overall, it'll just be fun to watch some Flames play some more hockey. Now, let's get into one final thing before we get into the comment of the day and do a little Wranglers playoff update as they started their quest for the Calder Cup last night, and they actually had a ridiculous comeback. So they're playing against the Coachella Valley Thunderbirds, I think it's Firebirds, isn't it? I believe this is the same team that knocked us out last year. They kind of had our number over the past few years here, and it was 3-0 for Coachella Valley going into the third period when the Wranglers scored 3 in a row to force overtime. Rory Cairns, a man who came up for the Flames briefly this year, scored with 7 seconds remaining in regulation to send this one to overtime. But alas, it was all for naught as the Wranglers lost in triple overtime, which is gutting. Calgary really wasn't able to muster up too much offense in the extra frames. I know that's a lot of bonus hockey, but I don't know. The Wranglers were so good at the beginning of the season, and then obviously they lost a lot of their players going up to the Flames, and just, I don't know, the magic was lost. Cooley wasn't great anymore, and I just don't have the same feeling I did last year with this Wranglers team, and it's going to be tough to come back against a very good team, but we'll keep the belief alive and hope they do well in those Pacific Division playoffs. Coachella Valley, come on, please, just choke against us for once. Now let's wrap up this video with the comment of the day, as we love to do here on the channel. It comes from yesterday's video, and I promise there actually is a comment of the day in today's video. Didn't forget it. It comes from Neeper78. They said Vladdy is the perfect backup for Wolfie. He's part of the team already and the culture. Better the devil you know. Give him 2 years while Sergeyev simmers in the A. I completely agree. The Flames have some good goalie prospects. They don't have to come up right away. Guys like Vladar, perfect backup if that's what he truly wants to be. It seems like he's very happy with the organization, knows he's going to be the backup. Could even be, if Wolf regresses a little bit, he could come in and steal the show again. It's really not a bad idea at all to bring back Vladar, as long as obviously it's on a pretty good deal. But either way, bringing back Vladar, I don't see any problems with it at all. So not bad at all. And yes, Sergeyev could easily simmer in the A, get that development just like Wolf did. Overall, the goaltending, it's nice to know that it's not an issue. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to what you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.